1-0 to Paraguay against Brazil. Brazil are a complete joke. Yesterday, our manager said that he promises that we will reach the World Cup final. Is he having a laugh? Reach the World Cup final? We lost 1-0 to Paraguay, and it's not even that we lost. To make it worse, it's the performance. The performance is terrible. Most of the players seem to be okay losing 1-0. The way they're playing, their body language, they're not pressing. They don't seem to have urgency. And if they don't have urgency when they're losing 1-0 to Paraguay, how are we going to make it to the final of the World Cup? I think this guy is just trying to guarantee his job until the final of the World Cup, so he can get paid. Almost every single player's performance today was absolutely embarrassing. But the worst one, I think, is Vinny. Because Vinny doesn't help press. He doesn't help defend at all. He just walks around when Brazil doesn't have the ball almost all the time. And it seems like he believes that he's prime Pelé in the 1970 World Cup, where he can just walk around when we don't have the ball. That's not the case. First of all, you're not Pelé. You're not as good as Pelé. You're not as important to Brazil as Pelé was in 1970. Number two, even though you are the star boy, you are Brazil's best player right now, that doesn't matter. In 2024, you have to help defend. You have to help press. Even the best player has to. All 11 players on the pitch have to help defend. They have to press. This thing where the star boy just gets to walk around when we don't have the ball, that doesn't exist anymore. Somebody needs to put that in Vinny's head. And then another thing that's unacceptable is the midfield. The midfield, it's almost as if it doesn't exist. The only way we would attack is if the center backs would smash the ball forward or through the wings, like the right winger, the left winger. Sometimes the right back, Danilo, would try to go up, but Danilo is so terrible at attacking. He's just okay at defending. And then the left back and Vinny would try to attack from the wings, but the midfield didn't exist. The midfield wasn't helping create the attack. They weren't dribbling forward. Anytime they would get the ball, it would just be a straight pass backwards, or they would lose the ball. We don't have a midfield. How is that possible? And then to fix this issue in the second half, he subbed on Lucas Moura. Are you fucking kidding me? 10 years ago, subbing on Lucas Moura, okay, fine, perfect. But it's 2024 and we're subbing on Lucas Moura. He's like 31 years old, playing in the Brazilian league for São Paulo. And you know what? He's a good player for São Paulo. But 31-year-old Lucas Moura in the Brazilian national team, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then to make it worse, he subbed on Gerson, the CDM for Flamengo. Yes, he's a great player for Flamengo. But is he going to solve our problems in the Brazilian national team? No, he should not be on the team, in my opinion. The way the defenders just would take their sweet time, like Marquinhos, taking his sweet time to dribble the ball forward, pass the ball to the side, like slowly, that was extremely irritating to watch. It's as if he was cool with us losing 1-0. He didn't see the urgency of us scoring another goal. Like he was completely calm about the whole situation. It was extremely irritating to watch. The ref decided to give 6 minutes. Is he having a laugh? In the second half, he decided to give 6+ minutes. That's absolutely unacceptable. Like Paraguay wasted at least like 9 minutes. At least, probably more, probably like 10 minutes. And the ref gave 6 minutes. And during the 6 minutes, Paraguay wasted more time. It's unbelievable. Now, here's the thing. Brazil should not be counting on extra time to beat Paraguay. Like that is literally unacceptable. Brazil obviously need Neymar back on the team. There's no more denying it. He needs to come back. But even more importantly, we need a top manager. We need to give up on the Brazilian league managers. It's just not working. Maybe it worked when we had R9, when we had Ronaldinho, Kaká, Rivaldo, but that's not the case anymore. We need a top manager. We need to go to Europe, find a top manager, and give him the money that he wants. Who cares? We need to win trophies. In fact, if we had a top manager, we probably wouldn't even need Neymar to win trophies. But having Neymar and a top manager, it would be easy. We would easily win the Copa America, and we would probably make it to the final of the World Cup at least. But yeah, if Brazil's performance doesn't dramatically increase soon, I would fire Dorival, Brazil's current manager. There's no way around it. He has to go. The performance are terrible. They're not just bad, they're terrible. I almost forgot, but there's one player in Brazil that I can compliment. In the second half, a right winger called Luiz Henrique, who plays for my club in Brazil called Botafogo, got subbed on. Now, obviously, I'm a bit biased because he plays for my club, Botafogo. But if you watch the match, he's the only one in Brazil who had a decent match. He had a cross inside the box that was pretty dangerous. He got fouled right on top of the box. He got like 2 corners for Brazil. If anybody had a decent performance, it was Luis Henrique. And I agree. Out of all the Brazilian league players who got called up, I actually think he's probably the only one or one of the few ones that actually made sense, because recently he has been one of the best players in the Brazilian league, if not the best player in the Brazilian league.